Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of Global Business Skills. I'm excited that you're here and getting ready for week 2. We made it through week 1. That's 1/16 of the way through. And this week, we're really going to get started on some of the content of the course for Global Business Skills. So that's exciting. Last week, we did a good job establishing some rapport in the course, which just so happens to also be a global business skill. By getting to know each other, introducing each other, replying. All of that went really well. Remember, the one bit of feedback I would give on last week is that one of the goals is to add content in the discussion. So rather than just agreeing with your peers in your reply posts or in your initial post, even make sure that you're adding content, including resources and references from your textbook, from the internet, from videos, or any type of resources that you have that adds to the content of what we're talking about. So that's going to become really critical this week since we're getting into the content, which is globalization. I also realized that this being week 2, sometimes that's when students are taking, particularly those who are taking a lot of other classes, or like many of you have a lot of other life obligations. This is when it starts to get busy and time management is an issue. So as you have questions, please remember to reach out to me. Communication is critical to your success. So I'm here for you if you have any questions. So the content this week is about globalization, and that's really about our world getting smaller and about more and more interaction, not just person to person, but also virtually across borders. Industries, supply chains are all moving across borders to be successful. Exporting and importing, all of those things are contributing to globalization. This week, you'll have a lot of content focusing on that phenomenon. If we look at what's going on this week, we're here right now in the week 2 intro video where we can see the course objectives. Number 1 is to discuss what global business and globalization mean in the past and in the present day. Number 2 is to explain why understanding global business is important to everyone. So I noticed in a lot of your initial posts, you mentioned how this course is a requirement. Why is it a requirement? Well, because globalization impacts every business, no matter what. And I think some of the things that you'll read and some of the videos you'll watch will reinforce that and make it clear why we're studying global business skills. The third objective is to identify and describe some forms of international business activities. So that kind of all goes hand in hand. So let's see. Those are the course objectives for this week. Now let's look at the activities that are going to reinforce those objectives. First of all, you'll have some reading, which I've got 3 different things here. There's a globalization module, a globalization PowerPoint, and an overview of international business from a textbook that is all about international business. So those 3 readings are important, and some of the content you'll be reading in those will show up in the quiz. So that's the important reason for establishing those basic concepts in those 3 particular readings. After the reading, the next activity is a graded discussion. And you'll notice this week we have 2 graded discussions. And as I mentioned in the syllabus and in the intro to the course, that really is the basis of the grading for this course and the basis of the learning. So it's up to you to contribute as much as possible to these discussions by adding content and engaging in some interesting conversations with your classmates. This first one is week 2 graded discussion, Globe Smart Preface and Chapter 1. And again, that's your red textbook here, Working Globe Smart by Ernst Gundling. And that textbook starts with this really important quote, and that is that the single greatest cause of difficulties in global business transactions is not a lack of technical expertise, hard work, or good intentions. It's really a lack of people skills for relating successfully with counterparts from other countries and cultures. So no matter how hard we work or how much we want things to turn out well, we need people skills, and that's what this class is about. And so take a look at that and enjoy reading that first preface in Chapter 1. And after you complete the reading, you'll post a comment on these 3 questions. And remember, you need to post 2 reply posts to your peers. And the reply post shouldn't be just, oh, I agree with you, or great post. They should be, oh, that was a great section of the book on page 9 where you said this, and I found on this other website, and then insert that website another article that supports exactly what you're saying, or another particle that disputes exactly what you're saying, so that we can have that kind of dialogue and interaction about globalization and about the global people skills model. So that's the first graded discussion. The second one, instead of reading, we're going to watch a bunch of videos about globalization that really illustrate what globalization is all about. So I've got a bunch of videos here. And then you'll have, you'll watch those videos, and then you'll answer these 3 questions in your post to this section here and reply again to 2 of your peers. Remember, the initial post is 150 words, and the reply posts need to be a minimum of 75 words and be additive to the discussion. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting things and videos in that section. Then finally, you'll have your first quiz this week. Remember, you get 2 tries at the quiz. So if at first you don't succeed, don't worry, try again. Go back and reread and rewatch some of these videos so that you have the content top of mind as you're going through the quiz itself. If you do all of the reading, really the questions aren't that difficult. It's just a check to make sure you're getting the concepts and that I can assess that you're understanding what globalization is and what global business is. So that wraps up week 2. We're doing good, and if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.